Greetings in the love and in the light of our infinite prime creator, the divine grid programmer. And welcome to yet another installment of the celestial intelligencers of the Gnosis Zone vlog, pod thing, whatever, some guy talking, recording on Zoom. This episode of the Celestial Intelligencers of the Gnosis Zone is brought to you by the Cosmic Llama and, of course, Folgers Coffee, instant and adequately heated. Ladies and gentlemen, let's discuss how to exit the matrix. And once again, take what you find that resonates within your truth spectrum, the frequency, if any of the frequency of my vocal offerings, and thus the words that are layered on the sounds of my vocal offerings resonate within your divine matrix, take that. Otherwise, leave it. If it doesn't resonate with you as truth, my truth changes sometimes daily, sometimes moment by moment, if I'm tuned into purely mental aspect of existence. But as I know, thoughts, the chattering monkey mind, mental awareness, level of reality is just ephemeral. It just kind of is vaporous. It just, it is what it is. It's just a tool. There's that awareness and consciousness beyond the mental plane. So that is which of I wish to speak to. That is where I'm coming from. My soul matrix, seeking to share to whomever this message resonates with within their soul matrix. So let me tell you, sometimes it's hard being a light warrior. Many of us cannot keep a secret because we are so compassionate that we want to share information with our comrades, our fellow light warriors. We want to share information. So each night we get our memories wiped from the light, from the motherships that are in our orbit right now. Where we go, where our Merkaba, when we find sleep at night, and our Merkaba activates our own personal light ship, takes our light body, and we join our galactic brothers and sisters, our angelic brothers and sisters. Team Light sees to it that when we wake up in the morning, that we're occupied with the beauty of nature, with the beauty of Source's creation, and that's it. We live our day in this 3D matrix without too much fuss. But at nighttime, it's a different story. So we get our memories wiped at night. So exactly what the plan is, what's going on, what we are doing on another level, it kind of just stays, in its compartmentalized section for security purposes, for operational security, OPSEC. The dark forces also does their attacks through frequency and codes, our implants. Constantly we are bombarded with these frequency attacks, codes that are being inserted into our own matrix, through the digital matrix, through the frequency fence implants, subliminal implants. We forget a lot. We needed each other for reminders. That's why I do these videos. Not making a buck, not looking to make a buck, not trying to start a religion, not trying to rebrand the light and the way. This is just my testimony and seeking to somehow be of service. I don't always get it right, but I am well-intentioned. And I hope this video offering finds you well. But this holographic matrix that we're in when we come to awareness, With the exception of God was source creation, the beauty of creation, the natural, actual natural matrix. That's the real matrix, the divine matrix, nature. But the holographic matrix, that's part of the digital construct, this copy, it's a copy of the divine matrix. It was a temper tantrum by Lucifer, the demiurge. They created this other matrix through many institutions, religion, which is one of them. But even in the copy, there is a clock that when it strikes midnight, it opens the door. It has been said that 4 rounds of the clock striking midnight, 4 books of life. No human has exited through natural ascension. When Atlantis fell, the souls of Atlantis were pulled into an alternate reality through the technology that caused the reality to fall. The best description is that Atlantis fell into the inversion of itself through a black hole. Those who are resonating with this message, those of you who count yourself among the ranks of the celestial intelligencers of the Gnosis Zone are either a part of the souls that fell into this copy or inverted holographic matrix, or you are a volunteer or walk-in that are here to help those souls. We are also here with backdrop people, these, as Dolores Cannon called them. If you're not familiar with Dolores Cannon, become so. But Dolores Cannon talked about backdrop people. I call it like NPCs, non-player characters, not real people, holographic inserts into this matrix that the dark beings use to hop in and out of in order to influence us. They're soulless, biological, holographic bodies that are left here without a soul, running on the AI system. They're plugged into the matrix. They are system matrix agents, avatars that are soulless, NPCs. Once you understand what has happened, you will see how this dynamic of our reality can be viewed as positive in a positive way. Nothing is meant to scare anybody here. Nothing is meant to create despair. This is just kind of peeling back a little bit the matrix, exposing the matrix. But the non-player characters, the soulless avatars, that's preferable rather than having a bunch of dead bodies lying around. Because the whole goal of this false matrix is to continuously harvest our energy so that they can perpetuate this energy sucking matrix copy that they created, the Anunnaki, with the frequency fence and all that. Yabel-Debath, or the demiurge. All upper dimensions were also infiltrated by the dark. So even at the 5th dimensional level, you could be vibrated up to Cosmic Llama status up there, but still be in the matrix. Yep. Your higher self could also be influenced as the Anunnaki had technology which could help them travel to that frequency. The Dark Cabal wanted to take over all of the creation of the dimensions and all of the dimensions and use the souls to fuel their immortality and to keep these souls in their creation. We could have still tried an ascension into the upper realms if there wasn't infiltration there as well. However, we did need to continue to increase our frequency because it is the only way to get out through the door, the exit, the gate, by raising your frequency. Around 2020, what was it, March, January, February, around March of 2020 when all this came about, all that, the juice, the lockdowns, the distancing, we as a collective of souls help the collective vibrate from a 3rd dimensional frequency within the copy to a 4th dimensional frequency within the copy. I distinctly remember those frequencies coming in, things beginning to compete with the narrative of what the digital matrix was putting out, this doom and gloom version within their copy of the matrix. That's what it was all about. But the 4th dimensional frequency came in and basically provided a context for speaking personally for me within the copy, a sort of cocoon of, a protected cocoon of divine energy I felt. And I knew something quite wasn't right with what was being told to us with this narrative of doom and gloom. Even now, it's laughable. So much of the higher dimensional infiltrations have been cleaned up. This is all news that's being put out, as well as many of the fallen Anunnaki. David Tang, D Tang, has left comments. Always appreciate hearing from David Tang because he has actionable intelligence, always leaves. And he said, you know, Marduk's been sent back to source, the top level, you know, of the dark Anunnaki, all that's been cleaned up. We're on the positive timeline, folks. Do not let anything compete with that, drag you back into that negative timeline of the third dimensional AI programs, okay? The Draco and the Greys have been sent back to source, all right? Hopefully David Tang will see this message and he'll leave as much information as he's comfortable sharing, but he's let us, he commented just a while back that much of the dark cabal, the upper echelon, been sent back to source because they can't get it right. You can't break universal laws and do what they did on Earth to all of us, poor souls. The main problem recently was the AI programs they put into place to keep running in the event they were caught. And that's what Elena Denon has talked about with the Greys and the human hybrids, the reptilian gray hybrid humans that have been spliced with human DNA coming back, trying to insinuate themselves within the galactic future of Terra Human, of New Earth, Human Luminous, the new ascended humans. The future is human, not Draco and gray reptilian hybrid. Also, Inanna had sent all of herself in here with many different bodies with the ability to jump around in and out. Inky was also here and was working with Inanna in one moment and it gets turned the next. Inky, we can pretty much synonymous with Lucifer, the AI god, those are somewhat biological, higher dimensional, negative oriented ET factions that work with the AI god. That is ultimately what is at the dynamic here. We have source and all things, the Christed extraterrestrials, all things that stem from source. And the opposition to that, to the divine, biological, natural creation is the AI god, the technological monstrosity, the Darth Vaders, the Sith and whatnot, those kind of, worshiping technologically, metaverse, virtual reality sort of people. That's a trap, folks. That's a trap. So, but yeah, we had a lot that was cleaned up. That's the news that's been put out. I know that there's many people who have suffered greatly from the artificial intelligence programs of attack, as well as many gray beings posing as light beings. We get a lot of disinformation meant to kind of trick people up, frustrate them. Things like astral raping, inserted nightmares, turning loved ones against us. None of it was real, but all of it felt very real. We have been traumatized on every level, celestial intelligencers of the Gnosis Zone, every level that we can think of. All hell had broken loose, but it seems that things have started to turn for the better. Can you feel it? If so, leave a comment or hit that subscribe button. The nightmares have lessened. Yes, they have. The astral attacks, the astral raping. I was raped quite a bit. The astral attacks have lessened, and the planet continues to be bathed with higher frequencies that are meant to prepare us for an event that will pull us out of this matrix copy. We are starving the control matrix, the copy creators of our energy. Every time you turn off your digital device that keeps you somehow ensconced, enraptured with the drama, the false drama, when you turn away from that and turn to nature, take a walk. Hell, I don't know what you kids do these days with all your boom, boom, boom music and your whatever it is you kids do, smoking those J's, I don't know. But let me tell you, whenever I feel really pressured and I have to get something off, I just like go hitchhiking or something, or go look around construction sites and find tools and then turn them back into, anyway. But folks, every time you turn away from this false matrix copy and tune into your divine matrix, you starve the control matrix creators of your divine energy. And they are being fried with the one true source creator's energy. That's what's coming through these days from Alcyon, the galactic sun. The energy is coming through and the dark is being exposed. The dark is being fried for, they can't, these high frequency energies, no. So it's been cleaned up. When you break universal law, that's what has been going on. These people, but on their end game is they want to take down as many souls as possible with them to be recycled back to source if they could not keep their creation. So they can't keep their little false creation. They're being cleaned up. They're being fried with these high divine source energies. But their exit game is to take as many people with them. So be warned. Always be vigilant. Always be on your guard. And how do we do that? Because we're in very intense times, folks. When you break universal law, you are not allowed to take the results of your experiments forward. Source has come in, and all the Christed extraterrestrials, all the beings of light, the angels of light, the revolution that has happened, as Jason Shurka talked about. I just saw his video, Jason Shurka. If you don't know who that is, Shurka. I'll leave that as a tag. Talked about the revolution and how we know. Like, are we ready? He made the rhetorical question, are we ready for this revolution of consciousness? And it was a rhetorical question, and he listed off all the mile markers, all the reasons why, yes, we are. You can see it all around you from his perspective with the energy, the med beds and all that's being put out. That is like a tsunami tidal wave of just positivity, positive energy, healing, light, based on divine source, divine sacred geometry. So Jason Shurka looked that up. So anyway, we're in very intense times, folks. Yet with this knowledge that is so intense, and it's probably going to get a little bit more intense and rockier, there will be more violence. There will be, yes, the energies that cannot be processed through. You're either polarized at this point to the positivity, divine polarization. You're either riding your Cosmic Llama and your divine, on the divine highway back to source in the ascension, the natural ascension way. Because these energies are polarizing, folks. If you're crazy, you're going to be more crazy. If you're violent, you're going to be more violent. If you're divine, you'll be more divine. And we'll know for the last time if we're evil or divine. We're the last in line. And you will not be the last in line, however, if you hit that subscribe button and count yourself among the ranks of the celestial intelligencers of the Gnosis Zone. Namaste, namaskaram. Say goodbye to the Cosmic Llama.